Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, it's Game 2 of this three-game series. The Astros meet the Atlanta Braves. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. Last night, another one-run game for the Astros. This one went to the Braves on fine pitching by Javier Vazquez in the bullpen, 2-1. Now it's Game 2, and Tommy Hanson goes for Atlanta. JD.
Yeah, 4 one-run games in a row, and a pitching matchup to really wrap your arms around tonight. The young phenom Tommy Hanson for the Atlanta Braves against Wandy Rodriguez, who has been outstanding all year long. Let's take a look at Wandy. Career high in wins with 13, strikeouts with 162. His ERA in this ballpark is $1.60. That's the best in Major League Baseball. He's held opponents to 1 run or less at 10 of his last 12 starts. 5-0 in his last 5 in this ballpark. 38 innings. Check this out. 1 earned run allowed. He's been absolutely brilliant here at Minute Maid Park.
So, 2 hot pitchers on the mound. Wandy trying to neutralize the Braves' bats. They survived on a couple of solo homers last night. Wandy's had it going. He shut out the Phillies for 7 in his last start. Game 2 of this series is a moment away. The long-standing drought. Now Atlanta and Houston getting ready to go with cloudy skies outside. And for the Astros, as you mentioned, JD, a string of 4 straight one-run games here, bringing exciting baseball to Minute Maid Park. They are 4-1 on this homestand after sweeping that 4-game set from the Phillies. And as the Astros take the field, they are 39-31 here in their home ballpark, having won 9 of their last 12. And as fans are watching this starting lineup for the Atlanta Braves, managed by Bobby Cox. Nate McLeod leads it off at center field. It's Martin Prado at second base. Chipper Jones with good career numbers against Wandy Rodriguez bats third, playing third base. The cleanup man is shortstop Yunel Escobar, only the 4th time he's batted cleanup this year. It's Brian McCann at catcher, Matt Diaz in right field, Adam LaRoche first base, Omar Infante left field, Tommy Hanson pitcher.
Wandy Rodriguez goes to the mound for the Astros tonight. And that has been a pretty safe bet here in this ballpark this year. Overall this season, 13-9, 282 ERA, having his best year as a major leaguer. 8-2 with a major league best 1.60 earned run average here at home. Defensively, sooner or later he'll need a little help. He'll get it from Lee, Bourne, and Pence. Left, center, and right. Infield of Blum, Tejada, Matsui, and Berkman. Humberto Quintero does the catching.
Now as Wandy Rodriguez warms up, there's Casey Owens, our buddy, U.S. Marine Corps, throwing out the first pitch. Met him in Los Angeles, JD.
Yeah, we met him in L.A. He was out there with a group of other veterans to throw out a first pitch. And we found out he was a Houston guy. I said, wait a minute, we got to get you throwing out a first pitch here in Houston. Casey injured 5 years ago in Iraq. It's been a long road back for him. Just a really neat guy. He's now going to school over at St. Thomas. Wish him the best.
Good to have him here tonight. Now the Astros are positioning themselves. Michael Bourne in center field, back to his position. And Miggy Tejada at shortstop. And the game starts with McLouth leading it off. Nate, a .260 hitter, has 17 homers, 59 runs batted in. And he hit a homer last night in the Braves' 2-1 win. Ball one downstairs to McLouth. McLouth, 27 years old, from Muskegon, Michigan. Leadoff man who packs some punch with 17 homers and 23 doubles. Grounds this one to Caswell Matsui. There's one harmless ground ball for Wandy Rodriguez.
I talked about Wandy's work at home this year, that 160 home ERA, but of late even better. Last 5 starts in this ballpark, 5-0, 38 innings pitched, 1 earned run allowed. It's incredible. 33 strikeouts, 5 walks in those 5 ball games as you look at the breakdown home and road.
Only Bob Knepper, 1981, Mike Cuellar, 1968 have better ERAs for a full season at home than Wandy's 1.60. Martin Prado takes strike one. 299 for Prado. 9 homers, 42 runs batted in. He had a hit and a walk in last night's game. Looks at the curveball, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Prado's had a nice season, but he has sat out with some injury difficulties. Now the curve comes in. Paul Emmel is the home plate umpire, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Prado. Prado missed a key stretch of the game with headaches. Braves were slumping at that time. Ground ball to shortstop. Tejada throws him out. 2 down for Wandy.
A little bit atypical. Wandy normally gets more outs in the air than he does on the ground, but a couple ground balls to get things started.
Now it's Chipper Jones. The Astros have held him to a 1-for-12 performance against them this season. Chipper's been in a long slump. 105 in September with 2 hits and 19 at bats. He was hitting .335 June 9th. Been in a long tumble since then. Then over his next 70 games, he hit .232 for 254 at bats. That is un-Chipper-like. Calls it back, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Chipper has a .310 career batting average.
Hitting around 400 the first half of last year.
24 against Houston. 2 balls and a strike. So now at this point, he's given up on any kind of a decent season as far as his usual numbers, and just trying to concentrate at bat to help his club. Now it's a 3-1 count to Chipper Jones, one of the outstanding players during his time in the big leagues, seemingly on a Hall of Fame path with more than 400 homers. That's popped up. Lance Berkman coming over for a look, but it's out of play. 3-2. Chipper first came to the big leagues in '93. He was born in DeLand, Florida. His father was a high school coach. I understand through the grapevine he is here tonight. That's strike 3. An imposing first inning for Wandy Rodriguez. Now Tommy Hanson heads for the hill in just a moment. Matsui, second base. Lance Berkman, first base. Carlos Lee, left field. Miguel Tejada, shortstop. Hunter Pence, right field. Jeff Plum, third base. Humberto Quintero, catcher. Wandy Rodriguez, pitcher.
Tommy Hanson, just 23 years of age, considered one of the best prospects in all of baseball coming into this season, and he has not disappointed. 16 starts with the Braves, 9-3 with a 3.07 ERA. An outstanding curveball, good lively heater.
Michael Bourne showing bunt, takes strike one. Fastball coming in at 91 to Bourne, a .296 hitter with 3 homers, 33 driven in. Michael moves back. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Michael, who was 0 for 3 in last night's game.
Astros got a brief glimpse at Tommy Hanson back in spring training, but obviously their first look at him in a big league game.
Just turned 23. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the changeup from this 6'6" right-hander from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Went to Riverside Community College in California. 22nd round pick in 06 by the Braves. That's looking like a great 22nd round pick right now with a 9-3 major league record.
He's one of those like Oswalt, and then he stayed in the draft the next year, would have been a very high pick. National League rookies have probably the front runner for Rookie of the Year, but a fairly impressive young group of pitchers in the league this year.
Bounced in the hole at shortstop, backhanded. Escobar with the throw. 1 out. Yunel Escobar takes care of that out for Hanson. Now it's Kazuo Matsui.
Braves have an interesting rotation of youngsters and veterans. They pitched very well this year. Jair Jurgen's just 23 years of age. He's won 10 times. We'll see Lowe, the veteran, tomorrow. Javi Vasquez last night was outstanding. Tim Hudson, just back from the DL, has pitched well in 2 starts. A nice blend of experience and talented youngsters. Not sure what it's going to look like next year, but right now it's a pretty impressive group.
Kazuo Matsui. It in the air, foul and out of play. Strike one. Matsui, a .241 hitter with 5 homers, has driven in 36 runs. He was 0 for 3 last night. The Astros losing 2-1 last night were held to 7 hits, 6 singles and a triple. Foul back, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. These two teams 2-2 against each other this season. Braves snapped a 5-game losing streak by winning last night. Hanson is up with that pitch. It's 1-2. Hanson got a no decision Thursday at Florida in his last start. In 5 innings, he allowed 2 hits, 1 run. Curveball.
Hammer.
Yes, it is. Steve Sparks gave us a look at that. Astros Live, that big breaker. Talking about the grips on curveballs.
Not only is it big, but it's very sharp. Nothing lazy or tumbling about that curveball. That's dropping right off the table. Now you see it, now you don't. Curveball. And Tommy Hanson, he's got a bit of a short arm delivery. Will help hide the ball a little bit, especially on his fastball. And with that tight release, you get real good spin on his curveball.
Lance Berkman 1 for 4 last night. Takes strike one. .268 for Lance, 18 homers, 66 runs, batted in. Popped up. This will go out of play. 0-2. Lance and Chipper not usually in this neighborhood. In the month of September, they have both struggled. Lance has hit 136. Going 3 for 22 in September, similar to Chipper's struggles this month.
Lance won't ask for a day off. Maybe he could use one.
Breaking pitch well out in front of the plate, bouncing up there for a strikeout. And Hanson also matches Wandy with a 1-2-3 first.
It's honoring our local police, fire, EMS workers, and our military. The first 10,000 fans will receive a patriotic cap, courtesy of Chase Bank, and the first 20,000 fans will get a mini U.S. flag, courtesy of Arnie's Texas-sized party store. Plus, members of the police force, fire department, EMS, and military can receive half-price tickets and participate in an in-field pregame ceremony. Just check out all the details at Astros.com, guys.
Thanks, Patty. Yunel Escobar fouls it back. It's only the fourth time he's been the cleanup man for the Atlanta Braves this year. 302 his average, 14 homers, 66 runs batted in. Escobar last night batted sixth, and he was 0 for 3 with a walk. He looks at strike two with McCann on deck and Diaz due up third. Escobar from Havana, Cuba, 26 years old. He was benched by Bobby Cox earlier this year after the second inning of the game for lack of concentration in the field. And Cox said he had spoken to Escobar about similar occurrences a lot. Talented player, though.
And it just has to smooth some things out, because Bobby Cox over the years has been a very player-friendly manager. So if he's going to yank a guy for lack of concentration or lack of effort, would not be without a few warnings. See the resume for Bobby Cox. It is an impressive one. 28 seasons. Skipper the major league team. This long run here with Atlanta. Very impressive stuff.
Terry Pendleton was talking about the skipper last night. Said he still gets to the ballpark at 11 in the morning for a night game. He still has a real passion for the game. Still 3-2 on Escobar. Tim Hudson, though, praised Escobar as good a shortstop as he's played with. And he takes a walk. Jack in the Box standings will show you the all-time managerial winning leaders, and it's Connie Mack. Of course, he owned the team, so he was allowed to stay through a lot of dismal seasons. Won 3,731. So put him in a different category. Now you get to John McGraw and the others.
Yeah, it's hard to fire the manager when you're the owner manager. That's a very envious position to be in. Coxie and Tony La Russa, Joe Torre right there.
Ryan McCann's the batter. Broken bat roller, slowly hit to Berkman. He'll toss to Wandy for the out at first base. Escobar to second on out number one.
Wow. He could have hit that thing further with a wet newspaper. I mean, you talk about there's not many people in the ballpark so we can really hear him. I mean, he just absolutely shattered that bat.
Yes, he did. Crushed it.
Bobby Cox started with the Braves in '78. From '78 through '81, the Braves manager, then moved on to Toronto for a few years before returning to Atlanta. That's where all this great baseball started in '91. In 1990, they finished dead last.
Matt Diaz has had quite a year, hitting .398 against lefties. Overall, a .320 hitter with 10 homers, 44 runs batted in. Smacks a liner to right. A hit in front of Hunter Pence. It kicks in front of him, and that allows the run to score to make it 1-0 Atlanta. Diaz picking up RBI number 45, scoring Escobar. Hunter was caught in between on the bounce on that line drive single.
Yeah, I think if he had to do it all over again, he would have either laid back and played it on a bigger hop or tried to come in and make a catch on it. But the very difficult read, a ball hit that hard on a line. And the leadoff walk comes back to bite Wandy. The Braves now have exceeded expectations against Wandy Rodriguez in this ballpark.
And they have Adam LaRoche batting. There's strike one. He has 21 homers, 61 runs batted in, a .272 average. He hit number 21 last night in the second inning off Felipe Paulino. And he went 1 for 4, but he sent one fly ball up on the hill in center field and crushed the line drive to shortstop. Well, that 1 for 4 does not accurately describe the way he swung the bat last night.
There's a little deception in the box score this morning when you look at that. That'll be the next thing in box scores, though. There'll be a little designation for hard outs or tough luck.
2-1. LaRoche has really turned it on since he got back with Atlanta as far as the batting average goes. Acquired at the end of July. He has hit like crazy. Smacks a line drive here to Hunter Pence. That sinks and it falls in. He'll have the out at second. Tejada will get the force out there. He trapped the ball in right. And LaRoche hits a bullet and once again has an 0 for 1. As Diaz is forced from 9 to 6. That's the 13th outfield assist for Hunter Pence.
And another bullet and just a short hop play by Hunter Pence. Diaz kind of hung up, not sure what to do. Can't drift too far off the base for fear of being doubled off first. And he's easy pickings at second base.
Roche really smacked that one hard to right.
See, Diaz is reading it, thinking that he probably could have waited a little longer before retreating, but you just can't drift that far off. So that's a hang with and fielder's choice for Adam LaRoche right there.
Now Infante looks at strike one. Omar, a .293 hitter with 2 homers, has 21 runs batted in. He's in left field for this game. He'll play the infield as well. He's been a leadoff man part of the time. 22 starts. 1 hopper to Jeff Blum. He gets it to second to Matsui for the force play on the road. It's 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 left for the Braves. They lead it 1-0. Feature Carlos Lee will tell us what kind of music he listens to. Stay tuned for that. And right now he's going to be leading it off, followed by Tejada and Pence against Tommy Hanson. JD mentioned Hanson faced the Astros in his spring training debut way back on February 26th at Disney. Now here he is working to a .306 hitter with 23 homers, 88 runs batted in. Carlos is tied for 5th in hits. He had 1 hit and 1 walk in last night's game. Good for strike 1. Hanson, he made his major league debut June 7th, became the 4th Braves player taken in the 05 draft to reach the majors. He had been highly touted over the winter. He was ranked as the 4th best prospect in all of baseball by Baseball America coming into 2009. Rip foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hansen started the season at AAA Gwinnett. He was 3-3 there, but had a 1.49 ERA in 11 starts. Was leading the International League in strikeouts and ERA when he was called up.
Pitched a no-hitter at AA last year. Had 90 punch-outs in 66 innings this year at AAA. So it's just a matter of when, not if, Tommy Hansen will get the call in 2009.
Line shot to left field. Carlos smacked one foul, hitting that hard. This time he straightens it out and gets hit number 1 for the Astros. Tonight's Geico quote comes from Miguel Tejada talking about Felipe Paulino last night. Get a look at it here. He wasn't afraid to throw strikes, even though he lost the game. He pitched unbelievable. Nice game last night. And he has pitched twice in a row now with 6 innings, allowing 2 runs, and had no run support in either of those last 2 starts.
He's just picking the wrong day. He needs to work on his timing a little bit.
Javier Vasquez was terrific last night. Tejada takes it for ball 1. Miggy on a 5-game hitting streak has his average back to 303 with 10 homers, 70 runs batted in. He had dropped below 300. He's gone 8 for 19 during his 5-game streak. Last night he got his first triple since September 1st of last year. And he scored the only run as the Astros stirred it up in the 9th inning, but then Rafael Soriano was able to get his 22nd save in the 2-1 Atlanta win. Pitching has really been carrying the Braves lately. They have been in some run scoring woes the last several games. Carlos is edging off towards second. It's 2-0. He has been known to sneak a stolen base here and there.
There's been 14 steals this year with Hansen on the mound. 6 have been caught. Those were fake signs he was flashing, by the way, in case you're wondering.
You mean he wasn't giving Miggy the hit and run sign? 3 balls and no strikes.
I'm just giving David Clark the "Hey, I want a run" sign.
Well, sometimes, you know, a hitter and the base runner will have a sign between them, put on a play. Highly unlikely in this circumstance, of course. Fastball right there makes it 3-1.
Yeah, I'm not sure if players do that as much nowadays as they used to. And they find it with guys who've played together a long time. And I had this conversation with Lance in Chicago about the hit and run play, and asked him, he said, "You guys put a lot of hit and run plays on?" He said, "Almost never." And he said, "A lot of hitters just aren't willing to sacrifice, because if the hit and run is on, you might have to swing at a bad ball."
Double play ball here. Escobar tossing, and Prado is the middleman on a 6-4-3 double play.
That's why I've been impressed with Jeff Keppinger's approach when he's been in the 2-hole. He has showed a willingness to take pitches to allow Michael Bourne to try to steal, and he's got good back control. A guy who could hit behind the runner. Pretty good fit in that number 2 slot.
That's the 129th time the Astros have bounced into a double play this year. Hunter Pence, 8 for 17 the last 5 games with 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. We'll try to get a new rally started with 2 outs here.
Couple costly double plays last night.
Yep.
That's the 24th one that Miggy's bounced into. He's the National League record holder.
How many?
32 or 3, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's ball 1. Hunter is 8 for 17 on this homestand. And he hit 2 of those home runs against the Phillies to the opposite field. Crushed another one off the Sitco sign. Good curve, goes for ball 2. So he has really been on. Yeah, that's a long home run. He has just been crushing the ball in this homestand. And he is 7 for 13 against Atlanta pitching this year.
Swing. Obviously, that's the key with Hansen is get into a count where you can look for a fastball, controls it in the strike zone, take a good rip at it. That curveball is going to be awfully tough to do much with. Miggy Bounced him to 32 last year to set the National League record. He took it away from Brad Ausmus.
Oh.
Remember, Brad did it in 02. He bounced him to 30.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tommy Hanson had a 26-inning scoreless streak earlier this year.
Uncle Charlie is in the house. That short arm delivery we talked about, and we talked about Darryl Kyle last night. It reminds me a little bit of DK.
Yeah. And now the quicker slider there gets a strikeout. That's number 3 for Hanson. A double play ball and a strikeout keeps the Braves in the lead 1-0. Strike 1 from Wandy Rodriguez. Hanson has 2 hits and 29 at bats for an .069 batting average. 1 RBI for Tommy. It's 0-2. Wandy Rodriguez has allowed just 1 run or fewer in 10 of his last 12 starts. He gets a strikeout on Hanson. That's number 2.
2-1 ball game last night. Would not be surprised to see this one turn out very similar. The battle of the curveballs is on.
Steve Sparks did a good piece on that on Astros Live, showing the grip. And showed that view from center field on Wandy, getting that spike grip on his curveball. Nate McLeod rounded out to second in the first inning. And then strike 1 to McLeod. He has a quick tempo tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bob Knepper in 1981, which was a shortened season, had a home ERA of 1.22. That's the club record. One and 2 to Nate McLeod. And Mike Cuellar way back in 1968 had a 1.57 ERA at home before that horrible trade took him to Baltimore for Kurt Blefary. The worst trade. We were talking about Jeff Bagwell being traded for Larry Anderson. That was possibly the best. The Cuellar trade possibly the worst in this franchise history. That's debatable. Wandy tossing to first, 2 outs. And the Joe Morgan multiplayer deal was another one of the worst. So you can choose your poison on that.
Kenny Lofton.
Kenny Lofton was another rough one. Martin Prado.
Joe Niekro.
Yeah, everybody has a favorite.
Bozo from the Yankees.
Well, that worked out pretty well.
We might have to Google Boots. He'd probably have a whole list for us. Best and worst trades.
He'd have a list. you were traded for Joe Niekro. Did you worry about the stature of, oh boy, I've been traded for Joe Niekro. I've got to come up with something here.
I didn't. I think there were probably some that did. And there was one guy yelling at me in the bullpen that I better have a knuckleball.
To right field, Hunter Pence coming over toward the line for a running catch. Third inning goes quickly for Wandy Rodriguez. It's 1-0 Braves. Good old Dixieland music. We always like to see that coming. But Patty Smith, we didn't want to see Ron Gant coming when he was playing against the Astros.
No, we did not want to see him back then, but we can't call him a foe. He's definitely a friend. Ron Gant, of course, from just down the street in Victoria. Good to have you here with us.
Good to be here. Good to catch a game here. I love this ballpark.
Now, first, before we go back and talk about what Brownie's talking about, what are your fondest memories here, going to high school here? You were a stingery down in Victoria. What do you remember about those days?
Well, the ironic thing is, when I was growing up, still had the Astrodome back then, which I ended up loving. But I used to go to the Astro games when I was a kid, growing up through high school. My dad used to bring us up to Houston and watch the Astros play. And I always wanted to be an Astro once I got to the big leagues, but never got the chance to do that. But playing in the Astrodome this is a great park, but I made a lot of money in the Astrodome.
Yeah, well, as Brownie mentioned, you were definitely an Astro killer in the day. So was that like a little bit more motivation since you always wanted to be an Astro to just stick it to us?
Yeah, because I wanted to show them that one of the hometown boys, growing up here in Texas, that I should have been on one of these ball clubs for the Houston Astros. And it would have been great to play with like Bagwell and Biggio and all those guys, Berkman. We would have had a really good team. They were good, but it would have been better with me in there.
No doubt. Of course, you and I have been sitting here reminiscing about the old Atlanta days, and those were just some awesome years as well.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun in Atlanta. My fondest memories are there because of the '91 season, going from worst in 1990 to being in first place and going to the World Series in '91. And playing in that World Series is something that every player in the major leagues want to do, and a lot of players don't get that chance, and I did.
And of course, now you're sitting up here in the press box with me. Tell the fans what you're doing now.
Well, I work for Fox Sports South and Sports South. We cover the Braves. We do the pre- and post-game shows. And, of course, John Sciammi and Joe Simpson call the games for the Braves. And I get to do that every once in a while, too. But I tell my friends this all the time. I'm the enemy now. I used to not talk to people like me.
Yeah. Oh, I seem to remember that. No, you were good. You always talk to me. All right, here's a trivia question for you. Do you remember who you hit your first home run off of?
Nolan Ryan.
You didn't have to.
There's no way I'd ever forget that. I was afraid to ask him to sign it because I thought he would get me in a headlock and punch me like he did Ventura.
You did? You actually got it signed?
Yes, I did, actually. I sent it over there, and he had no problem signing it. So I have an autographed baseball by Nolan Ryan that I hit a home run against.
That is awesome. All right, well, thanks for stopping by. It's always great to see you. I don't care what they call you. You'll always be a friend here.
Thank you very much.
Guys?
Well, he did a job on the Astros, that's for sure. Thank you, Patty. Humberto Quintero has a 2-1 count after the single by Jeff Blum deep to right field. He took that big turn at first. It was played well by Matt Diaz. Now 3 balls and a strike with Wandy Rodriguez on deck. 235 for Q. 3 homers, 12 runs batted in for Humberto. Escobar and Prado at double play depth here. And the high heater gets strike 2 for Tommy Hanson.
Looks like he may have hurt his back a little bit with that swing. Grimacing. Went up to try to get to that high fastball. Boy, that's a deadly combination. A high riding fastball and a snapdragon curveball.
Fastball grounded to third. Chipper Jones to second, and then Prado on pressure from Blum gets it on to first. What a turn by Martin Prado. The ball hit slowly. Chipper's throw was good, but it just took a while for that play to develop. Prado took a shot from Blum.
Slow ground ball, slow base runners, and a good courageous turn by Prado hanging in there. Blum's going as hard as he can to try to get a piece of him. Prado uses the base to protect himself a little bit. Backs up as he receives the throw and gets airborne as he delivers. Complete the double play.
Blum went in hard. Blum was wearing Prado. Very stylish as he went into second. Wandy Rodriguez with ball 1. No, that's the Devilworth Prado, right? Ball 1.
But we don't have any Devils, do we, on our team, as far as we know?
No, we don't. 111 for Wandy.
Charlie Manuel was the Red Devil when he played in Japan.
That's true.
He has since moved on.
Well,
he's in Washington playing the Nationals.
His Phillies are leading 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th right now. Cliff Lee pitching. Garrett Mock started for the Nats.
His Phillies hit 5 solo home runs in a 5-3 win last night over Washington. They scored 11 runs in their last 3 ball games. 10 solo home runs. It's got to be some kind of a record, right?
Yeah. 10?
10.
Please. Strikeout, and once again it's a double play and a strikeout for the 2nd straight inning for Hanson, who's faced the minimum with the Braves leading 1-0. Wandy Rodriguez gave up a second inning run. And now after the Matt Diaz hit to center field, counting for the only hit for the Braves, he'll face Chipper Jones for the second time. Chipper struck out looking in the first. Chipper has a ranch down in the valley in South Texas. His mother and father live on that ranch. They strike one. They are here tonight. Fly ball to right. Hunter Pence backing. And it's one out for Wandy Rodriguez. Aflac trivia time. All right, JD.
All right, bring it on.
We need to get back on our game tonight. We've been in a slump. Who is the all-time batting average leader among switch hitters?
What was the graphic we had in the pregame? Chipper's third, Lance is fifth, something like that. So we know it's not those guys.
No, yeah.
I know it's not Mantle because he was 298, I think.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a 300-plus hitter.
Yeah.
And we're going to assume this is someone with a certain amount of at-bats, not just somebody who played half a year.
No,
Not going to drop any.
He's a Hall of Famer.
There's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. So he had a few at-bats.
Not Eddie Murray.
I forgot who it was. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's 2-2.
Booz has got chronicled here every trade in the history of the organization.
What do you like
It's
for?
just incredible.
Yes, he has he's kept copious notes down through the years. He has a list of those. He doesn't rank them though, right?
No, they're just by team and in chronological order. So it's kind of fun to look through and just see some names that you haven't maybe heard in a while.
Line drive right field. Hunter Pence. There's been a few of those tonight. 2 outs.
Which speaks to a solid approach by the Atlanta Braves. A guy with a good curveball, right-handed hitters trying to stay back, and a willingness to hit it hard the other way, shoot it the other way is pretty smart hitting. There's Booz. I've got his book over here. For instance, the last trade between the Astros and the Atlanta Braves, well, that was Oscar Villarreal for Josh Anderson. And prior to that, the Braves traded Matt Turner and a player to be named later for Jim Clancy back in 1991.
Okay.
Everything you ever wanted to know about Astros transactions is in this book.
And he just does this because he wants to do it. 0-2 to McCann. Rolls over on that one, and Matsui's there. On to Berkman. And Wandy Rodriguez is set down 7 straight in a 1-0 game. The Braves in front. Clifton is celebrating a birthday today, along with Adam Sandler and the others on that list. Otis, don't call me Tim Redding.
Sitting by the dock of the bay.
Who is Girolamo Frescobaldi?
He invented dental fillings.
And happy birthday to Trey Wilkinson today.
And, that's a Snapper's dad, Bill Fennelly, 1944. Snapper, the Elvis operator on the truck.
Oh, good. There's strike one to Michael Bourne. We've never seen him mad, but if he ever gets mad, they might call him Red Snap. Michael Bourne grounded out to shortstop. Escobar made a good play on him in the first. Bouncer to Escobar again. This one's easier. Whoa, and they get the out call. Looked like LaRoche had to make the tag, but the umpire at first didn't indicate that. Todd Titchener. It's out number one.
So Escobar kind of turned his body to position himself for the throw, but in so doing, he has to throw sail on him a little bit. And LaRoche, I think he had the bag, but applied the tag anyway, just to be sure.
Kazuo Matsui struck out in the first inning. Tommy Hansen shooting for win number 10. Well, we missed seeing Jay Happ because he was injured during the Philadelphia series. Happ is a very strong contender for National League Rookie of the Year honors, but so is Hansen. Happ is leading in many of the rookie categories for National League pitchers.
And, working against Hansen a little bit, the fact that he didn't come up until June, the first couple of months of the season in the minor league. But boy, he's been very impressive since his recall. And they got another kid down in the farm, an outfielder, right? Supposed to be the best prospect in all of baseball now.
Hayward.
Yeah.
Jason Hayward. Popped up on the left side to Chipper Jones. 2 outs. Patty Smith is waiting.
Well, head out to Minute Maid Park on Saturday as the Astros battle the Pirates at 6:05. The first 10,000 fans will score a Jose Valverde bobblehead courtesy of Citgo. Plus, one lucky fan will get the golden bobble. The winner of the golden bobble, look at it there, will win 4 dugout box tickets to the game, a meet and greet with Jose Valverde himself, and a jersey. For more tickets, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Guys, the coveted gold bobble.
Oh, I've got the golden bobble. Right here in my hands.
It's like a Willy Wonka thing.
Line shot off the mitt of LaRoche and on into right field. Berkman hit it hard. LaRoche couldn't hold it, and Lance is on with 2 outs here in the fourth.
Maybe that'll get Lance going. It should be ruled a base hit. It's one of those that LaRoche said, I should have caught it, but so sharply hit and probably get a knock.
The official scorer is still reviewing the play, has not yet made his call.
And don't watch it in slow motion. In slow motion, it looks like an easy play.
Lance is aboard with 2 outs for Carlos Lee. He's singled to left field. Lance takes off, big jump. There's a throw from McCann, not nearly in time. Stolen base for Berkman, number 7 of the year. And they did rule that he got a hit.
He got a huge jump on Tommy Hansen. McCann makes the throw anyway, and to no avail. We get 1 peek and go, and Lance, he didn't even wait for first move. He just waited for Hansen to cast his eyes back towards home plate.
That should be a very big stolen base in a 1-0 game. Pitch with ball 1 to Lee.
This is the golden bobble. It's not like your traditional bobblehead. It's all gold. So apparently there's only going to be 1 of these.
And you
out that, I've got it. So anybody, I hear 1,000. 1,000, 1,000, going to be 2. They're going to be 2.
Here's a piece of cake.
It's like the last day of school up here. We're bringing in cake. We got bobblehead dolls.
Yeah, a lot going on tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Carlos Lee would love to chime in, at least tying this ball game with a 2-out hit. Had some good swings the first time up. And he watches the curveball dip low. 2-1. He ripped that foul ball, and then he straightened out a line drive for a single to left field. There's Berkman, and that's the way the Braves are playing. Miguel Tejada on deck. the left side, and Chipper Jones has it. Throws him out. No runs, a hit, a runner stranded. 1-0 Braves. He's got a run in the second inning. Matt Diaz single got that run home. And there is a ball to Diaz. Diaz has been shifted. He was mostly a left fielder in the past, but he's playing right field this year. For some reason, he's hit a lot better as a right fielder. He played a lot of right field in the minor leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's been primarily a platoon player the last few years. Garrett Anderson, a left-handed hitter, started last night. Lineup tonight. Up the middle, and he hit that pitch in on him. Got the barrel to it for another single to go 2 for 2. That worked.
And no surprise the way he's been going. He's been probably been their best hitter in the last couple of months, month and a half anyway. Got in on him a little bit, but strong enough to flip it out there.
Number 2 for the Braves, both by Diaz. That's Berkman looking very dirty at first base, holding him, and it's Roche batting. Strike 1. Wandy Rodriguez is outstanding here at home this season. An 8-2 record. Fly ball, Bourne in right center. Diaz goes back to tag, and he won't be going anywhere. 1 out. Your Texas Ford dealers will show you the league leaders on this 9th day of the 9th month of 2009. The famous baseball number 9s retired. Ted Williams, Roger Maris, Reggie Jackson, Bill Mazeroski, and Enos Slaughter.
Here's Bobby Hall.
We don't have that.
Gordie Howe.
Gordie wore number 9. Omar Infante, the batter. He bounced into a forced play. Did Gordie wear number 9 here with the Arrows? Yes, he did. Okay. And he was on that line with his sons. Marking on. Isn't that just amazing time in hockey? Gordie had very sharp elbows. Fouled away for strike 1. Many a player was knocked into the boards.
Yeah, Gordie with that combination of just tremendously skilled, but also tough as nails.
Pitcher Hansen's on deck as Infante steps in.
Johnny Busick. What about Johnny Busick?
Oh, yeah.
Boston Bruins.
Did he wear number 9?
Maurice Richard, yeah.
Gump Worsley?
I don't think the Gumper wore number 9.
No, he didn't. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But he played goalie without a mask.
Yeah.
We're talking about hockey, folks. It's a game played in Canada on ice with these things called skates. Just going down memory lane
Well,
here.
you know, you bring up skates and these weird things pop into your head sometimes. I thought Lonnie Smith.
Because he was a Brave, and that was his nickname.
That's right.
Fall on the base paths all the time.
He did. He just had a penchant for not being able to stay up. It was weird. And he was with the Phillies for a while, and he's still nicknamed Skates.
He didn't always make the best decisions on the base paths either. He's a good player, though. He could hit.
Yeah. He could hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Infante. The Astros 17 and 11 when Wandy Rodriguez is the starting pitcher. And tomorrow night it's Roy Oswalt. Roy feeling a lot better. He had some illness. He wasn't sure what it was. Not the flu, but anyway, he's feeling a whole lot better, and he goes tomorrow night against Derek Lowe. And then it's Pittsburgh coming in over the weekend. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. Wrap up the homestand. Blocked by Quintero. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Astros, usually this happens in September with extra players. They have little workouts sometimes before batting practice starts for the players who were called up. And they were working out Chris Johnson, the third baseman, Tommy Manzella, the shortstop, before the game. And Jeff Keppinger went out and took some ground balls too, because he's been out with a bad back for a few days, but he's feeling very good again. In the dirt, and that's a strikeout. Number 3 for Wandy. Tommy Hansen follows.
Talked about the battle of the curveballs. It's on here. Wandy throws that hard down and in curveball. Not trying to throw it in the strike zone. He's looking for a swing and a miss. Infante tried to check his swing, but went far enough. That one there, that one thrown a little harder than most for Wandy.
Fouled away. Wandy has a 5-game winning streak here at Minute Maid Park. And all 5 of those wins have come in consecutive starts dating back to July 8th. It's the 7th longest streak in franchise history at home. Roy Oswalt set the franchise record. He won 10 in a row here at Minute Maid Park back in the 05 season. 4 balls, 2 strikes. So Wandy's career record here is 30 and 20 with a 3.57 ERA in this ballpark. Swing and a miss. Hansen's down on strikes. This is a good battle of hooks tonight. Strikeout number 4 for Wandy. No runs, a hit, a man left, 1-0 Braves.
Marked in each clubhouse before this one with Hansen and Wandy. And they have delivered one good breaking pitch after another. First, mixing in a pretty good fastball. That's been Wandy's story all year long. Fastball command coupled with that curveball. Hansen has shown a good heater as well, but the strikeout pitch, certainly that hard overhand curveball.
Hansen leads at 1-0, facing Miguel Tejada, who bounced into a double play in the second inning.
So the occasional slider. The slider, a smaller breaking pitch. One probably feels like he can get over the plate easier. So if he's looking to get ahead in the count, 0-0, something like that, or just trying to drop one in on a fastball count. Slider, an easier pitch to control. Curveball's a swing and a miss pitch, designed to fool the hitter.
Hansen has not walked anybody. Came into this game with 36 walks in 93 innings. Two and one with that 26-inning scoreless streak earlier this year. That was the longest since Steve Bedrosian. A streak of 27 innings. Back in 82 for the Braves. Pop that one at 94, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Back in May, the Braves needed a 5th starter from the minors, and they didn't bring up Hansen. They brought up Chris Medlin instead. They wanted Hansen to get more seasoning.
And I think with Hansen, the philosophy was when we bring him up, we want him here to stay. There'd be a spot for him where he could step in and stay in the rotation, or at least have the opportunity to do that, instead of bringing him up for a spot start or two. The door was opened, he came up, and pretty much walked in, made himself comfortable.
Yeah, it's worked very well for them. They knew what they were doing, it appears. Ground ball in the hole at shortstop. Backhanded Escobar with the throw. Tejada looked weird on that swing.
He's got such great hands. He was buckled. His knees were starting to break down on him, and he still managed to make contact.
That was amazing. Yeah, he was flinching on that curveball, and he still hit it. 1 out, and Hunter Pence bats. He struck out in the second inning. Hansen dominated the Arizona Fall League last year, 5-0 with a 0.63 ERA, and he was the MVP of that league. There's ball one. And he pitched at AA Mississippi last year, going 8-4 with a 3.03 there. Struck out 114 in 98 innings. Whoops, that one got away from him. 2-0.
He had Tejada 2-0, and he pumped a fastball right through there for strike one. Miggy took it and then swung at a high fastball for strike two. I think these are situations where you want to be aggressive. A guy with a good breaking pitch, if you get into a fastball count with him, I think this is the time to turn it loose if he throws it over the plate.
Jeff Blum must be hurt. Chris Johnson is on deck. 3 balls, no strikes. Blummer singled to right in the third inning as he raced on that double play. He had a pretty good collision on that slide with Prado. So it's Johnson. And swinging on 3-0. Hunter goes for the high heat. Looks like he swung at ball 4.
Yeah, he did, but that's okay. I mean, every now and then that's going to happen. A byproduct of being aggressive.
Three and 2, so Chris Johnson is about to make his major league debut, it appears. And hopefully Hunter Pence will do something offensively before he does. Fastball, and that is impressive. That's strikeout number 5. Hansen just reached back and found a little bit more.
Fell behind 3-0. Hunter did him a favor by chasing that first one. Then he painted the outside corner for strike 2 and then went back out and up a little bit to finish him off. And that short arm delivery Not only does he throw hard, but he's a little deceptive too.
24-year-old Chris Johnson of Naples, Florida, makes his major league debut after hitting .281 for Round Rock with 13 homers, 42 runs batted in. Drafted in the 4th round in '06 by the Astros. Jeff Blum is being taken to the Methodist Hospital for precautionary x-rays, a lower left leg injury. His father, Ron, has been managing Pawtucket, Boston AAA club, and he will be here, Chris said, Saturday night. 1 ball, 1 strike. He'll be here Saturday and Sunday, and then he's been asked by the Red Sox to join their major league club in September, but he will have that brief opportunity to see Chris. He's listed at 6'3", 220. Good power. 2-1. He went to Stetson University. The Astros had a look at him in spring training this year. He was not on the 40-man roster, though. He had to be promoted to that roster to get him here in September with the Astros. Popped up. Roche moving in. In the 5th inning, Hansen goes 1-2-3 for the Astros to maintain his 1-0 lead.
I listen to everything. I listen to everything. I don't have an iPod. I just keep the music on my computer. It's easy. I don't have to carry that much stuff on me.
Chris Johnson stays in to play third base, and here's a ground ball hit into right field by Nate McLouth. McLouth now 1 for 3. Jeff Blum, we believe, got the left leg injury. Sliding in, trying to disrupt that double play. Ball hit in the 3rd inning by Humberto Quintero. And here's a look at it.
Yeah, watch as he finishes, and the leg comes up high. Shin-to-shin contact, though no indication right there that there's an issue.
No. Runner at first. McLouth has 17 steals in 20 tries. He's aboard for Martin Prado, who's 0 for 2. The bunt goes foul. And now Patty Smith has a guess. Patty?
I have a couple guests. Karen and Blakely. Karen is Chris Johnson's mom. You guys a little, and Blakely's his girlfriend. You guys a little surprised to see him go in that quick.
Actually, we were chatting amongst ourselves, and somebody had to bring it to our attention. So, yeah, we were figuring about the 8th inning, maybe we'd start hoping.
Well, and how exciting is this for you guys? I'm looking over, watching you, and all of a sudden I see the cameras going out. You guys are capturing every single moment out here, aren't you?
Well, I was trying to, except for my camera was full, so I kept on trying to delete them in between. But we're very excited for them.
And I know Chris's dad is not going to make it down till the weekend, but pretty exciting time for your whole family right now, isn't it?
It was amazing. Actually, we were up in Round Rock to see his last game, and he came out of the locker room and said he was coming up, and real emotional.
And so he's coming in this week, and of course he's a coach, baseball coach, correct?
Yes, he manages the Red Sox Pawtucket team in Pawtucket AAA.
So did you text him? Did you let him know he got it in already?
Absolutely. My fingers were flying, yeah.
All right, you guys enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you very much.
Guys?
We were asking about Ron and his Pawtucket club, whether they were in the playoffs. They are not. Their season is over, so they'll be headed this way soon. There was the sacrifice bunt by Prado from 3-4. And now with McLouth at second, it's Chipper Jones in a 1-0 game. Every base has been precious in this game. Chipper is struck out looking and fly to right.
We were talking in the pregame about the sacrifice, so the Braves. There we go.
And Johnson makes the throw. He has a strong arm. That's out number 2. Yeah, they use that sacrifice, but that also gives up an out. And they had their number 3 hitter up there, but he's slumping right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. They moved him up to give Chipper a chance to drive him in, but Chipper is really scuffling. We see the arm of Chris Johnson as advertised. He can really let it fly. First major league chance. He wasn't about to goose that thing over there. And then you saw at the end of the play, Miggy come over, talk to him, and what he was saying, don't worry, I've got your back. Because Chris scrambled back to the base after the throw, and Miggy said, no, I got you. Go ahead and make the play. I'm coming in behind to cover the base in case the base runner tries to advance. He's just trying to gather himself out there. His dad's been in the game for a long time, but despite that, it's a different animal. Your first day in the big leagues.
His father, Ron, was a major league infielder with Kansas City and I believe a couple of other clubs. And so it's a father-son major league combination. All went to Escobar, who's walked and scored the only run and then lined out to right.
Ron Johnson, who played sparingly in the big leagues. He was with the Royals for 8 games in '82, 9 games for '83, and then 5 games with the Expos in 1984. That was a great story in spring training. Remember, Terry Francona had to tell Ron to leave because Ron was in camp with the Red Sox. And Tito made him leave to go watch Chris play. He said, yeah, your son's in big league camp, go watch him play. And Ron, being a professional, said, well, I got a job to do here. And he said, never mind, you'll be good.
Very good story. 3-1. And we met Tommy Manzella, Sr. today. Tommy made his major league debut as a pinch runner last night in the late innings of that game. And his father came over to watch the game. And but he doesn't want to be on with us until his 2 daughters get here. Well, I think that's tomorrow night. And there's a walk to Escobar.
I'm just hoping we get a chance to see these kids play a fair amount this September. The Astros have not been in this position many times in September where they're in a position where they can bring some prospects up and let them play. The standings really don't matter that much. An opportunity to look at some kids and start thinking about the future.
Manzella watching as Brian McCann bats with runners at first and second and 2 outs. And strike 1 for Wandy.
Interesting to contrast the deliveries of Wandy and Hansen. We talked about Hansen being a short armor, kind of close to his head with his delivery, and that tight curveball. Wandy with a little bit lower arm angles, more of a slinging, sweeping curveball.
Fly ball to Carlos Lee in left. And in the 6th inning, it's no runs, 1 hit, 2 men stranded, 1-0 Braves. Here from Wandy Rodriguez first. That one on the outside corner. And now it's mound opponent Tommy Hansen. That grip and he bounces one, but gets Burke to swing at it. Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by Frost Brewing. Coors Light. Fonte a victim. It is 1-0. Each club has 3 hits. Hansen with the lead. Humberto Quintero leads it off. Wandy on deck. Then Michael Bourne to bat third against Hansen. Bouncer and Escobar moves to his left. Goes out Quintero. 1 out on 1 pitch here in the 6th inning. Pitch count not a problem for Hansen. He's at 64.
And being their prized pitching prospect, you know they're going to be careful with him. So that would have been one of the things you'd like to have seen. The Astros make him work a little bit harder earlier, so the pitch count will become an issue. But obviously, it's not going to. The most he's thrown in any game at the big league level this year is 112 pitches. Typically, they get him out of there in 90 to 100 pitch range.
Strike one to Wandy. Wandy has had some big hits, including in that last game against the Phillies. He drove in 2. Cecil Cooper was talking about Wandy's hitting, and Coop thinks he's a better right-handed hitter. No balls, 2 strikes. Hansen's allowed only 3 singles. He's got 2 double play balls. He struck out 5. 1 and 2 the Braves with that quality work from Vasquez last night. 7 shutout innings. They have 83 quality starts. That's tied for 2nd in the majors.
There's no soft touches in their rotation.
That's a hit, and as a left-handed batter, he did pretty well there. Wandy is on, and that's hit number 4 for the Astros. Those 2 singles were followed by double play balls. Berkman got his hit with 2 outs in the inning and stole 2nd.
Good looking hack there by Wandy. Go ahead and steal 2nd, 3rd, and home, and you got yourself a tie game.
Michael Bourne is 0 for 2. He's hit 2 grounders to Escobar at short. Chipper Jones is in close. Slow bouncer past the mound. And there's Prado with a play for out number 2. Rodriguez to 2nd for Matsui now. Patty Smith.
Well, be sure to catch the Astros take on the Pirates in the last game of a weekend series on Sunday at 1:05. To continue the 10th season celebration, the first 10,000 fans will receive a bronze replica Minute Maid heart, courtesy of the Methodist Hospital System. Plus, all kids 15 and under can score a $1 drumsticks presented by Dryers. And don't forget, the Astros and Minute Maid have extended kids free for the rest of the season. For info, just visit astros.com. So, guys, we go from the golden bauble to the bronze replica.
Yeah, we do.
Need
silver
or something. Yeah.
We need something silver. Silver slugger.
We could work with that. Matsui is 0 for 2. There's ball 1. I'm still trying to figure out a way to mix chocolate into this, Patty, though. I think with melted chocolate over some of these things, it'd be even more appealing.
I'll bring you some just because you're you.
Thank you.
We get people in the promotions department cranking.
Yeah.
Edible bobbleheads next year.
Now you're getting into it.
Instead of the Easter bunny, instead of the bunny, you could look. I got a Berkman.
Edible bobblehead.
I'm gonna eat his head and save the rest for later.
2 balls and 1 strike. Edible bobbleheads. That's what we need in this world. They should be vegetables, though. That is great. Now stand in the hole. It's knocked down by Escobar. He has no play. Infield hit for Matsui. That'll get Berkman to the plate in a 1-0 game with runners at 1st and 3rd. That was a tough location. Chipper Jones couldn't get to it. And Escobar did not make a clean pickup.
The Chipper starts to go after this ground ball and then pulls off of it. And I think he felt like if I was to lay out for this ball, I might be able to glove it, but I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. So he leaves it for Escobar, who, had he fielded it cleanly, might have had a shot, but probably not likely with Matsui going down the line, hitting from the left side.
A hit here could really be helpful to Lance. Fans still with him, of course, despite some difficult times for Lance. He is 1 for 2 in this game. He lined the ball off the mid of LaRoche into right field in the 4th inning. But now it would be a big 2-out hit if he would be delivering here, and it would be driving in a run. There's strike 1. And as he talked before the game, we were talking about Chipper Jones' comments, his last home run. Lance well aware of that. It's July 9th. And since then, 12 runs batted in. Lance has pretty much the same outlook as Chipper. Let's just try each at bat to help the club. Forget about those numbers, because they're not going to be in the usual neighborhood. Nothing to be done about that now.
Yeah, if you worry too much about the numbers when you're having an off year, you can just sink into a deeper funk. Just play the game on every single day. Come out and try to help your club win. And both guys with enough of a track record to feel comfortable about their status coming back next year. It's not like Lance is going to get fired.
Smash, and it knocks down Prado, but he gets up and throws out Berkman. He ripped that one, but it's out. Number 3. No runs, 2 hits, couple of men left. 1-0 Braves.
The Astros beat the Dodgers 5-3. Jimmy becomes the first in franchise history to reach 100 RBI.
Very meaningful time for Jimmy Wynn in his career. And then he hit that World Series home run in 1974 as a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Wandy Rodriguez has pitched really well, but he trails 1-0. Quintero out to talk. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. And it's Diaz to lead it off. That's probably why he's out there. Diaz has 2 of the Braves' 3 hits and their RBI. Plus, Wandy had to run the bases, and this gives him a little extra time to recover from that.
Just 74 pitches for Wandy, so that shouldn't be an issue. But trip around the bases will take a little steam out of you.
It's a good veteran move by the catcher. Diaz with the RBI single to right field, then hit one into left center for the second single, and it's strike 1 to Matt. Congratulations to David Gottfried and his wife Tracy. David, assistant general manager of the Astros. He and Tracy welcomed their third child and first daughter to the family in the world yesterday, Samantha Grace. 7 pounds 15 ounces, 19.5 inches. 1 ball, 1 strike.
She joins a couple of big brothers. This guy's got to be fired up.
No. 1-2. Diaz is 31. He's from Portland, Oregon. Went to Florida State. He had 135 at bats last year. That is strike 3. Wandy gets strikeout number 5.
Diaz with a few words for Paul Emmel as he heads back to the dugout. Thought that ball was down and in. Not a strike. No. Not a strike. That's the way to do it. Didn't get the umpire's face. Had he not had 2 hits tonight, he might have had a little bit more aggressive approach.
Strike to LaRoche. LaRoche is 0 for 2. LaRoche has really put on the Jets ever since he put on that Braves uniform again.
He's got about 340.
Yeah.
9 home runs, and he hasn't been there that long.
8 homers in August, hitting .365 in that month alone. That's a one-handed swing, and he fouls it.
Let me see here. .339, 9 home runs, 21 driven in 34 games since joining the Braves on July 31st.
It's a good pace.
Wandy thought he had him.
He sure did. It was oh so close. He barely fouled it. 1-2. The paid attendance is 22,392. Lamar Infante's on deck here at Minute Maid Park. Game 2 of a 3-game series. A swing and a miss gets Wandy strikeout number 6.
Wandy getting a little creative here. Typically the left-handed hitter, he's going to throw that breaking ball down and away, and he just floats this one, takes a little off of it. Catches LaRoche way out in front.
He certainly did.
He hasn't thrown many changeups in recent starts, but the ability to change speeds with the breaking pitch, change the arm angle a little bit, gives the hitters a lot of different looks.
So effectively, he's just really dealing with only 2 pitches, right?
I mean, he may be throwing some changeups, but I haven't noticed many.
You said he didn't throw many after that last start.
It looks to me like he's throwing his fastball to both sides of the plate, put a little run on it, and then just changing angles with the breaking pitch.
To Hopper, Tejada throws out Infante in the middle of the 7th inning. It is 1-0 Braves. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Carlos Lee in a 1-0 game with Tommy Hanson leading it. Bottom of the 7th. Strike one. Lee on a line drive single to left in the 2nd inning. Grounded out to 3rd in the 4th. Rays are shutting out the Yankees 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th at Yankee Stadium. Jeff Neiman on the mound. It's 1-1. Java Chamberlain went 3 as the Yankees starter.
Get hurt?
Well,
or we're just trying to...
not sure. I think they might be trying to protect his arm, keep the innings off for postseason. They've talked about that anyway.
But Neiman's having a nice year.
Really nice. Jason Bartlett hit his 14th homer for the Rays. They really dropped back. Oh. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Jeff Neiman, if he gets the win tonight, will have 13 wins. That will lead All-American League rookies. Former Rice Owl, among the leaders in earned run average for rookies in the American League, innings pitched.
3-2. The Phillies lead at Washington 6-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jason Worth at his 33rd. Pedro Feliz number 10 for the Phils. Jeff Lee was still in at last report. Fly ball to center. McLeod. 1 down in the 7th for Hanson. Miguel Tejada follows. He's 0 for 2.
In that Yankee Tampa Bay game, Derek Jeter has tied Lou Gehrig for hits by a New York Yankee, 2,721. Gehrig, Jeter, Ruth, Mantle, Bernie Williams. Top 5 in Yankee history.
Jeter has, of course, an excellent shot at 3,000 hits, or many more than that, depending on how long he wants to play. There's strike one. There was a story about him today, and you see Wesley Wright warming up in the Astros bullpen. How high he could take it as far as his pursuit to wind up with more than 3,000 hits in his career. They talked about Pete Rose, his 4,256, and he had a quote about that. He said, well, the first 3,000 are not the toughest, they're the easiest. Ground ball to second. 2 outs.
I was a little concerned with the first one. Jeter having one of his better years.
Yes, he is.
An on-base percentage just below 400. He's hitting 327, 17 bombs. At the age of 35, signs of slowing down. Ultimately may have to move off the shortstop position, but they could probably find a place for him.
Oh, you know. Hunter Pence is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, according to that story in Sports Weekly today about the Yankees. It might be a difficult choice for MVP voters between Jeter and his teammate Mark Teixeira this year. Strike one. Let's go back to 1 year ago today when we had the first replay review here in this ballpark, and on a Hunter Pence drive to right field. Umpire crew, that was not a home run. Bill Welke.
I think it was Kenny Perry. Taking a break from the PGA Tour to come out and umpire a little bit.
It might have been. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looked like it. Chris Johnson's on deck. The ball's tapped foul by Hunter, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Hanson has thrown 87 pitches. He's due up first in the 8th inning. Johnson waits in the on-deck circle.
Well, they've got Javier Vasquez under contract next year. Derek Lowe for 2 or 3 more years. Hudson has an option. That's the interesting one. They've got an option on Tim Hudson for next year. Jurgen's a young player, not yet arbitration eligible. Hanson, a young player, so they won't cost a lot.
Hudson. pitched 2 games for them.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the option is on Hudson, so that may be the deal breaker. If it's a lot of money, they may be willing to let that go.
Fly ball on the curve to left center field. McLeod is calling, but it's caught by Infante. And it's a 1-2-3 7th inning for Hansen, who's at 88 pitches for the night. He leads it 1-0. Wesley Wright comes out of the Astros bullpen. Wandy Rodriguez in 7 innings, allowing 3 hits, 1 run with 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Wright is 3-2, and he got win number 3 Monday night here against the Phillies. Monday afternoon, rather, JD.
I'm really surprised Wandy's come out of this ball game. Haven't thrown that many pitches.
There's something I'm not aware of.
Yeah, it's bothering, barking a little bit. I mean, usually a starting pitcher, you're down a run, you're fighting to stay in there. Right now, all you can do is lose.
Yeah. He had a 1-2-3 7th inning. Hansen takes a strike there, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. By the way, Wandy has hit safely in each of his last 5 starts at home. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Wesley Wright, who's come back from that period on the shelf. He's on the disabled list. He worked his way back with some minor league rehab outings. He's thrown the ball well. He's had 2 outings on this homestand, and he got a hold in a 4-3 win, and then that win last time out. He came in trailing 3-2 in the 7th inning, and the Astros won that. Gets a strikeout on Hansen. 7 for Astros pitching tonight.
Hansen has been victimized 3 times, but 3 is the key number. In fact, as a pitcher, starting pitcher, if you get 3 at bats, then things are usually going pretty well.
Well, he has really thrown the ball well tonight.
If you get 4, then they're going really well.
Nate McLeod is 1 for 3. He singled to right in the 6th inning. There's strike 1. So Wandy Rodriguez now, with just giving up 1 run in his 7 innings tonight, makes it 11 of the last 13 starts, allowing 1 run or less.
Well, when the Braves scored back in the 2nd, I said they've overachieved. He's allowed just 1 earned run in his last 5 starts in this ballpark.
Right, and that makes it 1-2 to McLeod. Manhole Park came in for the Phillies in the 8th inning. Washington now trails 6-5. Philadelphia batting in the top of the 9th. Yankees are batting in the bottom of the 8th. They've scored against Tampa Bay. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay. Rolled up the line at first. Berkman steps on the base and gets the out call from Todd Titchener. 2 outs.
Wesley Wright hustling over there to cover first base, but Lance opting to take it himself. Since tossing it if you don't need to.
Braves have 3 hits, all singles. The Astros 5 hits, all singles. Martin Prado is 0 for 2 with a sac bunt. Things twitching there. He was twitching the bat, and he was twitching the left side of his face before that pitch was thrown. It was strike, a ball 1 to Prado. Good breaking ball by Wesley Wright. That pitch had some better depth on it than some of the sliders he's thrown this year.
It's all about arm angle. Get on top a little bit better. You get a little more depth to the breaking pitch. If you're trying to get a little more sweeping action, you drop the arm angle a little bit.
Pitch with that kind of breaking, and you get a lot of ground balls like that when the hitter hits the top of the ball. Nobody seems to want this thing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Very polite family. Take the last slice of pizza, get the souvenir home.
There we go. The youngest person got it. Prado struck out. Wesley Wright with a 1-2-3 8th inning. 1-0 Braves with the bottom of the order coming up for Houston.
T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop at theastros.com. Shop, guys.
Thank you, Patty. It's 1-0. Tommy Hanson and the Braves lead the Astros. Chris Johnson up for the 2nd time in this game. He popped to first in his first Major League plate appearance in the 5th inning. Coming in for the injured Jeff Blum. This is a roller to LaRoche. 1 out on 1 pitch here for Hanson. And pinch hitter Darren Erstad will come up for Humberto Quintero. Quintero was 0 for 2. Also, Jason Michaels comes out. Well, Erstad might be hitting for the pitcher. Right. Nope. It's going to be Erstad hitting now for Quintero, and Michaels will be hitting from the pitcher right.
7 1/3 innings now for Tommy Hanson. I believe that's his longest big league start this year. Yeah, it is. Gone 7 3 different times. Make that 4. In case there's any fact checkers out there watching.
You know there are. There's strike one to Erstad. A 207 hitter with 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. He's had 121 at bats. 224 as a pinch hitter for Darren with 11 hits and 49 at bats, including a homer. Oh, big hook. Erstad was a pinch hitter last night in the 7th inning against Mike Gonzalez. No, against Javier Vasquez. That's right. He struck out on a changeup. He threw him a wicked changeup last night.
You know, when they do the Baseball America, those publications do all these different surveys and polls, and they ask coaches and managers who has the best this, the best that. And they ask about the best curveballs in the National League. Maybe not this year, but next, Tommy Hansen's going to be ranked right up there with some of the best. This pitch he's got here is a dandy.
Fastball and strike 3 to Erstad.
And you know, once he throws you that hook, you have to respect it, and then you become vulnerable to the fastball. So you're thinking, stay back, see that curveball. Whoop, heater on the black inside corner. That's just great pitching. Coming off the bench, you get one look at a pitcher, a guy you've never seen before, and you have to deal with that. It's a tough assignment.
Jason Michaels threw a pinch walk in the 6th inning last night. In his last 10 pinch appearances, he has 4 hits and 4 walks. That one stays up. He was behind in the count 0-2 last night before he coaxed that walk. In his last 37 games, he's hit .320. Michael Bourne on deck in a 1-0 game. 1 ball, 1 strike. 94 pitches now for Hansen. Wesley Wright in 1 inning allowed no hits, no runs with no walks, and he struck out 2. Jose Valverde's warming up in the Astros bullpen. It's 2-1. The Braves will have Chipper Jones, Escobar, and McCann due up in the 9th.
Speaking of good curveballs, Adam Wainwright won his 18th game today. They beat the Brewers 5-1. The Cardinals did. Pujols hit a couple of home runs.
You could be talking about the Cy Young Award winner and the MVP in that same sentence. Those 2 names you mentioned.
Wainwright, 18 wins now, leads the league. Albert with 47 home runs. How about Scott Feldman? 16 wins. The Rangers just got done thumping the Indians. They beat them in a doubleheader yesterday. Beat them 10-0 today. Lincecum missed a turn yesterday.
Big hook, strikeout number 7 for Hansen. 1-0 Braves through 8. Braves scored their run in the second inning on a single by Matt Diaz. Valverde, with a 3-2 record, 22 saves and 26 opportunities, has really put together a nice stretch. 15 straight scoreless innings.
Yeah, big man's been on a nice roll and got that ERA down to 196 now. That's what the league bats against him as well. Pitching tonight, needless to say, has been outstanding. 1 run on the board, 8 hits combined for the two clubs. Braves scoring back in the second inning, a leadoff walk by Yunel Escobar, and he scored on a base hit to right field by Matt Diaz.
Valverde has converted 15 consecutive saves, but now he wouldn't mind doing what he did against the Phillies on Saturday night. Came in trailing by a run in the 9th inning, 4-3, and the Astros won it in the bottom of the 9th, 5-4, giving him a win. Chipper Jones leads it off. He's 0 for 3. That's ball 1. Valverde's pitching for the first time this year against Atlanta. Since he came off the DL, his ERA has been 1.18, 36 appearances. It's 2-0. The Astros will have the top of the order due up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bourne, Matsui, and Bergman. Braves closer is Rafael Soriano. Last night he got save number 22, but he gave up 3 hits and a run in the bottom of the 9th. Chris Coast got a hit off him. To keep the game alive until they get that final out. Ball there makes it 2-1.
Well, Charlie Manuel's going to have to make a decision again. The Phillies have a 1-run lead. Middle of the 9th.
We're reading today that Brad Lidge apparently was unavailable for 2 of the games in this Phillies series here, just completed. The blister on his finger.
And Charlie Manuel has said throughout the season, while Brad has struggled, that he's still my guy. He's still my guy. Now starting to show some signs. He took Brad out the other night when he was struggling, and saw some comments from Charlie today saying that he may go in another direction. And it looks like Ryan Madsen is in there now to work the 9th in Washington.
He got the save last night when Lidge came out with the bases loaded and 1 out. Got those final 2 outs. Madsen had been unavailable for a couple of games in this series here. Foul back. Still 2-2 for Valverde in a 1-0 game.
Giants were losers today. Padres beat them 4-2. An opportunity for the Rockies to pick up another game. San Francisco. Rockies lead the Reds 2-0 in the 6th. 3-game margin of the Giants.
Well, the Giants, Lenscomb having missed that start last night with a bad back, lost that one. They got a pretty good game out of rookie starter, but lost it late to San Diego. And those are 2 damaging losses to the Padres.
Yeah, it's a 3-game lead coming into play tonight, so they could extend it out to 4 with a win over the Reds.
Chipper with a fly ball outside the left field line. Chris Johnson goes over. 1 out. So as he came out and took ground balls this afternoon, probably was hoping to get into the action, make his major league debut, but having no idea how it would happen. Injury to Jeff Blum put him in this game.
Yeah, well, Cecil Cooper tells the story. When he first got called to the big leagues, he showed up during the game, and as he became running down the tunnel to get in the dugout, the manager said, "You're hitting."
Ooh.
And he just showed up. Wanted to go pinch hit.
That's quick. Escobar has lined to right and walked twice.
But I think that's good for a young player to get him in the fire right away. Because the longer you sit and think about it, the more nerve-wracking it can become.
Yes. And the plan was to get Manzella, who pinch ran last night, and Johnson. into the games pretty quickly for that very reason. Billy Sadler is in the bullpen. No balls, 2 strikes, but he's been in the big leagues before. Valverde pitched Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Took Tuesday off, and now back on the mound for the 4th time in the last 5 days. Foul back. Still 0-2. The really ironic thing about this is that Blum got hurt and went out. And we were chatting about his big league debut during batting practice tonight. And he said, well, he was called up by Montreal because Orlando Cabrera, who was the starting shortstop, was hurt. So he came up in August. He didn't have his September call up. And he started playing every day at short because of that injury. Now tonight here, just a few hours after making that comment, he gets injured, and that leads to Johnson's debut.
I wonder if LaTroy Hawkins is a little nicked up.
Not sure.
The only reason I say that is because Valverde has been pitching a lot lately, so it's kind of unusual to see him pitching in a game that the Astros are trailing.
True.
It'd be one thing if he hadn't had steady work and he needed to get some work.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Last night it was Tim Burdock, Doug Brocail, Jeff Fulcino pitching, I believe. Valverde gets a strikeout on Escobar. Strikeout number 9 of the night for the Astros pitcher.
Good splitter there, pitching Escobar out in front.
Stay tuned after the game for Astros Live, presented by the MD Anderson Cancer Center. Kevin Eschenfelder and Steve Sparks will have all the highlights and analysis. Actually, Steve had the analysis before the game started on 2 great curveballs by Rodriguez and Hansen. That got everybody primed to watch what those 2 guys delivered on. Strike 1 to McCann. 1-0 games. Well, there it is, 9:09. 9-9. 09. No balls, 2 strikes.
They crank up the little 99 loose balloons.
This could be something weird happening here.
He's going to fly out to right field in the 9th.
Yeah. I don't know. We caught looking, and now we go to the bottom of the 9th. And 9:09. And it is 1-0 Braves. at Minute Maid Park. Going to the bottom of the 9th inning, and the closer, Rafael Soriano, comes in with 22 saves and 25 appearances.
Well, I'll tell you what, the way Tommy Hanson was pitching up the Astros, we'll be glad to see Dennis Eckersley out there. And Lee Smith, any of the great closers in the history of the game, just face somebody other than Hanson, who was absolutely dealing. Not that this guy is easy by any stretch. He's got very good numbers, hard throwing righty. Came in to close it out last night, but he gave up a run. And if he does that tonight, we got ourselves a ball game.
Michael Bourne is 0 for 3, 3 ground outs. And he looks at ball 1 with Matsui and Berkman to follow. Tommy Hanson brilliant tonight. 8 innings and 5-hit shutout ball. No walks, 7 strikeouts. Super Jones on the grass. It's 2-0. Hanson could be 10-3 with a win tonight. Soriano last night came in with a 2-0 lead, bottom of the 9th inning. Tejada tripled to center, scored on a single by Pence, but then he got Blum on a double play ball. Chris Coast got a single, and he retired Aaron Boone to win the game. It's 2-1. There were 98 pitches thrown by Hanson, 55 for strikes. It should probably be 65 for strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Soriano goes to work. The Astros won a 1-0 game here from Arizona August 21st.
Ball's on the plate. Michael Bourne thought it was a little low. Paul almost thought it was good enough.
Still 2-2. The Astros lost to St. Louis and Adam Wainwright 1-0. Back on August 25th, so they've traded 1-0 all games this year. And Bourne is down on strikes. 1 out for Soriano.
Exploding fastball, 96 miles an hour up above the belt.
Matsui got an infield hit to short in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3. The Astros have out-hit the Braves 5-3. All the hits in this game singles. Strike for Soriano. Soriano had allowed only 1 homer in his first 45 games, but he's given up 4 in his last 19 appearances. It's 1-1. Soriano has given up runs in each of his 2 outings against the Astros this year. 29 years old, from the Dominican.
Man. What percentage in whacking at that high one?
Soriano was tagged for a game-ending homer by Florida's pinch hitter Ross Glode. Goes to 2-2. He had converted 11 saves in a row prior to that. Grounded and past the diving LaRoche into right field. Matsui's 2 for 4. It's hit number 6 for Houston, and it brings up Lance Berkman.
It qualifies as a rally.
It does tonight.
And a base runner tonight for either side. And you're thinking, here's our chance. Rush a little slow to react down there at first base.
Now Berkman, who singled in the 4th, the line drive off the mitt of LaRoche into right field. He's 1 for 3. Really tagged that one-hop ground ball to second. Prado fell over backwards, feeling it in the 6th inning, but threw him out.
Got a good feeling here, Brownie.
Yeah.
Got the rally caps. Had a couple good swings tonight.
Well, this would be a storybook ending for Lance Berkman if he could hit one out. Line drive left field corner. Matsui heads for third as that ball kicks off the wall. And the throw goes into third, so Berkman takes second. And there's an opposite field double for Lance. 28th double of the year.
It was right about this time last night. I said, boy, it'd be fun to have cameras on the starting pitchers as they watch this game in the clubhouse to see how they react. An opportunity for Wandy to get off the hook, and Tommy Hanson one swing of the bat away from losing this win. And the night he pitched so well, not given the opportunity to pitch the ninth, the Braves are going to be awfully careful with their young phenom, so they shut him down at 98 pitches. And there's the tying run, 90 feet away from home plate. There's the winning run.
They'll put Lee on with the intentional walk for Tejada. It'll be bases loaded, one out. But Troy Hawkins is warming up now for Houston. It'll be Tejada who bounced into a double play in the second. He's hit the ball on the ground all 3 times tonight. That's exactly what the Braves want to see here. The youngster showing his displeasure with this strategy.
He's really upset about it.
Yes, he is. He wants to see Carlos swing the bat tonight.
I think he's got El Caballo on his fantasy team.
He is distraught. Bases loaded, 1 out.
How the Braves deployed the infield. Middle infielders will play for 2. Corner infielders. Well, Chipper's behind the bag at third base. Roach maybe a step behind the bag at first. They'll have the option of coming home. Tough to turn that 3-6-3 double play. Maybe hits the ball to the right side a fair amount of the time.
Goes foul for strike 1.
Yeah, it might behoove the Braves, and it's a tough play because Miggy does hit the ball on the ground on the right side, but it might make sense for them to hold Carlos at first base a little bit to cut down on his lead because they're playing for a double play here. And with a big secondary lead, he may be able to upend the middle infielder and might not get the double play they're looking for.
Tejada has had some very happy moments here this year. Game winner June 2nd, another one June 26th, another one against St. Louis at home. And the Astros final at bat. There's that one back, pitch in tight at 96. 1-2 to Soriano with Hunter Pence on deck. Are into it. The Astros have been quiet all night. This is the first time, other than when Wandy Rodriguez reached third in the 6th inning, the Astros have had a runner as far as third base. Bouncer up the middle, and that will do it. It sneaks through, and here comes Berkman to score the winning run in a 2-1 Astros walk-off win. Miguel Tejada found a hole, and the Astros win it 2-1 in their final at bat on a magical homestand.
You know what? And admit it if you're watching at home. When he hit that ball on the ground, you said, "Oh no, double play." Not only was it no double play, the Braves failed to get leather on. I can't believe a middle infielder didn't leave their feet to try to knock that ball down and at least keep the winning run from scoring.
This is the star performer of the game, Miguel Tejada.
Yeah, it looks to me like Prado has a shot. He's got to leave his feet to try to keep that ball in the infield. Pitching for the double play. Nobody can get leather on it. Good ball game.
fifth straight one-run game for the Astros, and in the ninth inning on Saturday night, it was the walk-off by Matsui, a two-run single, beating the Phillies. Now a walk-off here in the ninth inning by Tejada, getting 72 runs batted in. The youngsters love the fact that they stayed around for that wild finish. Valverde gets the win. He's 4-2. Soriano the loss, 1-5, spoiling a great night for Tommy Hanson and 8 shutout innings. Stay tuned for Astros Live, presented by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, coming up next.